Okay, let's start putting images into our YouTube thumbnail. So I have opened a folder in here with all of these images. To put an image into Affinity, there are a few ways. One, we can just drag it from the File Explorer into Affinity. Like that. And the other way is that we can also go into File here, Place, and also just select any one of these images in your File Explorer, then open, and your cursor will turn into this arrow, and we can just click on anywhere in the document to place that image. Pretty simple, right? However, there's something that you should know of before it trips you up later. First, I'm going to undo adding in these two images. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into File. And then I'm going to place another image again. Maybe of this cartoon kit over here. And place it over there. Now, let's say that I go into that image where it is on my File Explorer. And I put him in another folder, like maybe pretend this is the recycle bin. Okay, so let's just pretend that we would be deleting this image of the cartoon kit. What's going to happen in Affinity? Well, as you can see, nothing happened. The cartoon kit is still here, even though we move him to a different folder. That's because this cartoon kit image here is embed into the Affinity document, meaning that Affinity made a copy of that image and place it in Affinity. So even if you delete the original file from your computer, Affinity will still have a copy of it in your Affinity document. However, if you have like 100 images you want to put into your Affinity document, then that document could easily become hundreds of megabytes, which is why you don't always want an embed image in your Affinity document. And that's where we could go with something that is called link images instead. Ignore the semicolon. We can use link images over here at File, and then we just click place as usual. But instead of clicking place right now, what we should do is we should go into placement policy over here, and then import image files as link. We click on that once, and do note the shortcut for placing, Ctrl+Shift+M, that is a lifesaver. But anyways, turn this on, import image files as link. And now, what happens when we try that again? We place an image over here and we move it to another folder, like maybe this Blackboard. Now I'm going to go into my File Explorer and move it to another folder. Well, see this? Link resource change. And this is important. Because you see, the thing about link images is that they don't make a copy of your image. It just tells Affinity, hey, there is an image over here in this folder in this computer. Use that in your Affinity document. But when you move that image away from where it was, well, Affinity will not know where to look for that image anymore. And that's important because you see, link images are not a copy of the image in your Affinity document. What linking an image does is that you tell Affinity, hey, there's an image in this folder in this computer. I want you to use it in this Affinity document, but please don't make a copy of it. Just read it from that folder. But then if you move your image into another folder, then Affinity will no longer have access to that image. So what's going to happen then is that this image is, for all purposes, it's gone. We can still see it right now, but what happens when we save this? Close it. Then we go back to the home screen from this icon and reopen our blank thumbnail. Well, we get this warning, missing resource. Some of your link resource files are missing. Would you like to locate them? Which is basically Affinity telling you, hey, you told me to use an image or something you link in this folder, but I don't see it in the same folder anymore. And for now, let's just click on no. It's asking us if we want to find the link resource file, which is this Blackboard, but let's just say no for now and see what we have now that the image is moved to a different folder. So as you can see, it's a very low quality version of the image. So I scale this up and you can see that it's not at all the same image from earlier. We absolutely cannot use this image for real Affinity graphic design work because it hurts the eyes to just look at this, right? The real image, if we look at it from the file manager, it's around here, right? As you can see, it's a lot more high quality and full of detail compared to what we had in Affinity. I zoom in and we see all of these detail, but look at what happened to the image on Affinity. Not the region. Look at what they did to my boy. But thankfully, we can still recover this. First of all, we can just go into document here and to resource manager. And we find images that are linked. Okay, so this here says it's missing. That's here. But the status says it's missing. We can just see that if we drag this a little to the right. It's missing. And when it says missing, that means Affinity can't find this image anymore. We click locate on document. No. If that doesn't work, we click on relink. And then we select the folder that we move the image to. For me, it was this folder over here. And when it does, boom, look at that. We just recovered our image, our Blackboard image. But now that we got that out of the way, let me just put these assets back where they are in here. Remove this folder. Double check if it's missing any links in document resource manager. Aha, yeah, see, link. Let's relink that. And then it's around here. Okay. And close that. Now let's say you want to replace an image, right? So this image here, it's still linked, but you want to replace it. while selecting the image with the move tool, you want to replace image. Find the other image you want to replace it with, then click open, and now it's replaced. And now that's pretty much okay. Now, one thing that you should know about images in Affinity is that it is absolutely recommended that you size them how big they should be before doing anything to them. And the reason why that is, let me scale down this image of the chalkboard to be really small. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this inpainting brush. Just click it on this image once. And now, sorry, not crop. Let me go back to the move tool and see what happens when I try to scale it back up. See, out of nowhere, or so it seems, this image just suddenly became blocky or pixelated. This is quite normal. If you scale down an image and then do something to it, like with this inpainting brush tool, which is used for removing unwanted subject matter, by the way, then its Affinity is going to rasterize that image. That's an advanced topic for later, but for now, just now, this is exactly what happens when an image is rasterized when it's too small. So, definitely double check that the image is as big as it should be before doing anything to it. Now, we have been placing only one images at a time into this Affinity document. But we can actually select multiple images, click open, and then it's going to give us this place panel here, which will have all the images that we selected, and we can actually place them one by one, like that. It will automatically move on to the next image once you place one, but you can of course select an image here that you want to place first, and it will go back to the image at the very top. You can click on it once, or if you have noticed, I drag my mouse. And when I did, instead of just placing that image on my Affinity document, it's allowing me to scale it in real time as I put the image in my Affinity document. And if you have snapping turned on, which is this over here, then you can actually snap your images to certain parts of your Affinity document. So for example, let's say that I want this last image to be at the very middle of my Affinity document. Then I can hover my mouse until I find the exact middle of this document, which might look like this green line. Hover down, and then there we go. We see that when I click on this, it will place my image above that yellow circle. And I can place yet another image in the middle of this chalkboard. With snapping on, I can just hover my mouse over the middle of this image, and when I see that yellow circle, then I know that Affinity will place it in the middle of this image. Okay, well, this is a wonderful amount of chaos, but let's get rid of all these images and actually place them properly. Okay, because we are about to make a YouTube thumbnail. Place. Okay. So the cartoon kid, I think he would be around here. No, not like that. Okay, I'll bring the cartoon kit back up later. Don't worry about him for now. Hover this over the middle of my document until I see that yellow snapping, and use control to scale it up in all directions. Huh. Oh, I didn't hold control to the very end. I'm very impatient. Damn it. But don't worry, we can hit Control C to undo that, and it will go back to our place panel. Just hold Control to the very end this time. Yep. This image of the pizza, place that on the chalkboard, I think. Okay. And this, do I need two pizzas? Let's just have two, just in case we need it. Oh, and another chalkboard. Maybe I'll keep only this one. And this blackboard. Oh yeah, but first remove the other chalkboard that I don't want. And then just place it above this chalkboard. Okay, maybe around this much for now. Don't worry, we can fix that later. Place the kit here. And then place another kit here. Oh yeah, and this cartoon kit, he was all the way down there. Let's bring him back. And this should be a good foundation for our chalkboard or YouTube thumbnail. It might look like a mess right now, but that's because we haven't processed it properly. So let's do that starting the next few videos. So of course, it's time for the quick quiz. What is the difference between embed and link? What is the shortcut for placing images into your Affinity document? How do you link back an image, a link image that is missing? Comment all the right answers to get pinned, and I'll see you in the next video.